this is Kat from craftwithkat.com, and it's lovely to have you here today. We're taking a look at the process, step by step, of how I created this mini album. Now, I am doing this at some speed, and some pages are very, very simple. But I just wanted to show you exactly step by step how I created this album. I thought it would be quite interesting for you to see. You can see I have put in the blog post all the supplies that I've used. There's a number of different blog posts which I will link to, all about the supplies, all about the process, and a walkthrough of the actual completed album as well. And then a separate video will be showing how I created the cover. So you can see I do love washi tape. I do use it quite a bit during this while I'm creating this album, as well as these wooden chipboard pieces. I kind of wish I had about 3 packs of them. I could have used them all. I just adored them. I think those journal cards as well are really, really fun. Great way to create a little bit of interest there. And I also really like to tear my paper like this with a ruler instead of cutting it on the cutting tool sometimes, just to give it a little bit of a rough edged look. I think it's quite a neat way of doing things. It's a really nice contrast to then everything else being very neat and organised. You can see here is me and hubby adding that gorgeous ampersand sticker and decorating with washi. Cannot have enough washi. And this love sticker I just put in the opposite corner to the ampersand. It's a really nice design kind of technique to put things in opposites, and I do love that favourite sticker. So as you can see, I do like to use a lot of washi, just sticking a little arrow down on top there to cover up the line. And here we go. So these two pretty much stuck down like this, kept it fairly simple like this. So on to the next page. I love this paper with the glasses. It's so fun. And here, picture of me. I do like to use the frame. The frame again is from that same dies as all listed below. You're going to see that in the blog post. All listed, all gorgeous Stampin' Up! Products, all from the Retro Fresh range in our Spring Summer catalogue. And I'm just here stamping on top of the wood chip here, the wood chip chipboard piece. I think it's a really nice technique, and I do it a lot during this album. It is one of my favourite things to do, just to bring a little bit more interest to that wooden piece there. I'm just kind of wondering how to make the next page then look quite fun as well. Adding on some washi, and I'm going to add some more of the stickers. You can see here just smoothing everything out. Thinking about that then becomes a really great place to add journaling if I want to at a later date. And I just finally found this sticker that I wanted to stick in, so tucked it underneath there. So I played around a lot with placement of stickers on this one and kind of moved things. I like to do that a lot, which was fine at this point, but once I'd stuck it down on the sticker I couldn't really move it again. So you can see it's not quite straight, but never mind. And again, I'm going to stamp on top of the little heart here. So this time it's completely full, and I just realised it was the wrong way around. So I did it on the other side. Nice and easy, kept it fresh and current there, and I like that. It's difficult to see the paper on this one because it's the stripes. It always never shows up properly on the camera. So again, this one was just a matter of sticking down some of the stickers. You're going to see I'm going to use that technique again on the chipboard speech mark here, and I'm just stamping here. And I love these banner stamps that came. They were part of the celebration. Unfortunately, they're not around anymore, but there's lots of other of our stamps that would work really well doing that exact same thing. You can see I do like to use the stays on to get the black. I do think it works a bit better to pack a little bit of punch there. I think our other more classic stamp pads are really great if you want a more subtle finish on the wooden chipboard pieces. But as I said, that is one of my favourite kind of techniques to do, is to stamp on top of the chipboard. And here I'm just layering up washi tape, something else I really love to use, as I said before. And I'm going to just try here stamping on top of the washi with, again, must use stays on if you're going to stamp on top of washi. Now, my mistake here was I was in a bit of a hurry. Now, what I should have done is folded that page out and laid it flat on top of the stamping mat, but it came out a little bit blurry, so in the end I pretty much almost cover it up. But I quite like doing that a lot anyway, and often I'll end up covering most of it up, but I like the fact that it's a little bit of a layer here. And again, I make the same mistake here, why I didn't get that photo out and put it on top of the stamping pad. As it happens, it came out perfectly well, but I think I was just in a bit of a hurry trying to get this finished here. So taping that down, having the tape at the top of the bottom there is quite nice. And I think with the photo on the right hand side, the stamp just works perfectly in that empty space there, or what we would call white space. It just works really, really well to make it all work beautifully. Just adding a little arrow to draw more attention there to the Peachy Keen stamp. I love it, it's so cute. Adding a few more little bits and pieces on the left hand side, as you can see. I do like layering up. You'll see some of the pages in here I've added lots of layers, lots of little bits and pieces, and others I've just kept it dead simple, and that's definitely a way that I like to work, really mixing it up so that some pages have a lot and some don't. Now this page here I did something a little bit different, and I just sprayed a layer of spread a very thin layer of gesso out over. I do like working with mixed media products in scrapbooking, memory keeping, cards, all kinds of things like that. And that thin layer of gesso, here you go, is dried now, and it just kind of adds another layer and makes it just look a little bit more interesting, I felt. And it's just kind of, I just like the way that it worked. I'm going to stamp on top of the gesso just to kind of add a little bit of extra layering, but again, because I didn't do it on top of the stamping pad, which was a bit of an error on my part, they didn't come out too great, so I end up covering most of them up. Here we go, got the proper stamping pad now, and I have to say, since having this stamping pad, it has somewhat changed my stamping life. It's really made a difference to my stamps. They come out so much better than they ever did before, so I definitely recommend grabbing one of those if you are on the fence. Well worth the money, in my opinion. And I'm just stamping here this beautiful little kind of squares, some of them are coloured in, set on there. As I previously mentioned, I do love stamping on top of the wooden chipboard pieces there, and I just cut down that little journaling card just round the Your Peachy Keen, just to make it a little bit different, because I didn't want the whole square showing, and I'm just using the cute little roller stamp here as well. Definitely a great addition. Now you see I over inked, fatal error here, so you're going to see how I'm going to fix that, and I do like to show when I make mistakes, because we are all only human, we do make mistakes, and I like to show how I fix them. So you see there I just added a little wooden chipboard piece on top. So this I wanted to keep really simple, because the last couple of pages have been fairly technique heavy, so I just kind of kept things, as I said, a little bit more simple here, just adding a little bit of detail to the photo using some washi tape here. I'm just using the Stampin' Up paper to keep it all nice and flat. You can buy those in big pads, and they're really great to help with measuring. You'll see how I use that in another video of mine. But I'm just layering that behind a tag that I've cut, and I use the tag top punch for that. Fabulous investment. And then with this cute little frame on the left hand side, sorry, I'm just stamping again on top of some chipboard, and I'm going to just stick that down in the middle just to keep it really simple, as I said. There we go, love that page. And you're going to see there's quite a few photos of where my husband and I walk our dog, so I'm just adding a little bit here, and then there's a space on the left hand side to add some journaling. I added all my journaling in at a later date, and if you looked at the previous post, you'll see the video walkthrough of the finished album where I have added in the journaling. So a couple of pages here where I'm keeping it really simple. I actually edited this photo on the right using an app, so I'm just adding in some hearts on top from this collection, just to kind of emphasise that. There we go. Photo of me and my sister, love this one. Again, I wanted to keep this one fairly simple, and just add some journaling there at a later date. I actually decided to have a nice little frame around my photo for this one, and I did get out my trimmer and cut it very precisely to kind of have another border around next to the white. You're going to see it here, and I just kind of give it a little bit more emphasis, which I quite like. So here's my husband and myself on our anniversary. We went out for dinner. So I just wanted to tie in, because of the red on the right hand side on the tablecloth, I wanted to bring in some of the red paper and kind of, well, it's kind of tangerine red paper. It's not quite the same colour, but it's in the same family, and it just links the two pages very well, I think.